And a pleasant good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to My Nine's presentation of high school hockey from the Copeland Arena in Virginia, the Miners Memorial Building. I'm Bob Cohn, along with Reed Larson and the entire Wasabi Community Television production crew. Happy to have you watching on Tuesday night as the Proctor Rails about to take on the Virginia Blue Devils. Reed, it's snow week here at Virginia High School. Right now, the royalties being introduced. It's also senior night where 16 seniors are going to be honored. A lot of these kids you had last year and the last couple of years playing high school hockey here at VHS. But besides that, I think we're going to have a pretty good hockey game tonight. We got two pretty even hockey teams.
Yeah, we do. And taking a look at the section situation here right now in Section 7A, a real big game here for both teams. You're taking a peek at right now as they kind of sit with the QRF, and we know that doesn't matter when it comes to Section 7A, but it still does get used as a tool when it comes down to the vote next week when they're doing their seeding. But right now, you got Hermantown, who is clearly the number one seed right now, but kind of inching in there at 2 is Denfeld. Denfeld is just above Greenway right now, or excuse me, geez, you have it set up here just a little bit different than what I'm used to, but EG looks like Evelyn Gilbert is sitting at 3, and Greenway's sitting at 4. So the way that's how the points sit up right now, and Virginia at 5 and Proctor at 6. So that's just the way the points kind of shift, and there's some games left to be played here, Bob, but as we said, it's not set up for seeding in Section 7A by using the QRF algorithm. So right now, they still get to vote.
Proctor comes in. Head coach is Dan Stauber. Team record of 6 wins, 14 losses, and 1 tie. They're scoring 3 goals a game, and they are giving up 4.33. While the Blue Devils, first year, his head coach is Cale Finseth. The Blue Devils are 8-13-1. They're scoring 2.5 goals, giving up 3.27 on the season. Upcoming games for both of these teams. The Blue Devils with 2 games remaining. Monday, they have the rescheduled game with Hermantown in Hermantown, and then Tuesday the 12th, they'll finish at Hibbing to take on the Blue Jackets. That'll be our next My 9 telecast, Virginia at Hibbing on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, for the Proctor Rails, Friday night, they'll host a very strong Cloquet-Esco Carleton team, and then on Saturday, they'll be going up against your brother's team, the Northern Lakes, and then they'll finish off on the 12th at Pine City and the 13th at Gentry Academy. So Proctor with 4 games remaining after tonight, Virginia with 2. Proctor probably can do a lot more things right now preparing than the Blue Devils with just so few games left.
Yeah, and Proctor's got a lot of things that Coach Stauber and I kind of talked about off the record here before, and we'd have an interview with him later on here tonight. But we did talk about a lot of things off the record and kind of how things are sitting here right now with his team. He's got one really powerful line that when they play, they're pretty good. They can compete with a lot of teams in the sections, but I know having problems getting scoring from other lines and getting production from everybody is a challenge right now for the depth or maybe the lack thereof right now in Proctor. But he really had really good things to say about his team and how hard they work. And I know this for a fact that Coach Stauber, like he says all the time, is I'm tough to play for. He is tough to play for. He's a hard coach because he demands a lot out of his players, and I respect that of him as a coach. So he's going to get those guys to play one way or the other, and as him with the coach, he's the kind of guy that every now and again, he's going to beat a team. He's going to have his team beat somebody that they shouldn't beat on paper. So Virginia is hoping that they're not that team tonight.
Here's that first line that Reed's talking about. It'll have Connor Bushbaum, Reese Ward, and Ben Harnell. They've got 38 goals, those three between them. So, again, a very, very powerful first line. His second line tonight will have Matt Bomfit with Connor Pavlovich and Grant Haugen. And his third line will have Noah Ward centering Jack Bartlam and Riley Solom. On defense tonight, he goes with 4, Bo Dardis, Isaac Mosier, Mason Kahnbach, and Zach Gunderson. Starting the goals tonight, a little change. He's going to go with his junior goaltender tonight. That is Cody Yuri. So a little change tonight. He's going to give his senior a rest. Senior goaltender is Lucas Fulton. Going to give him the night off and go with his junior. For the Blue Devils tonight, this is what their lines are going to look like. Their first line tonight is going to have Caleb Bialke centering Brent Oakland and Blake Zadnikar. Line number 2 for Virginia will have Zach Kylan centering Cade Moreland and Ryan Scherf. I like this Scherf. He's moving up to that second line. Tony Chester is homesick tonight. He's not in the lineup. And the third line, they've had to move some kids around. They'll have Cole Raymond centering Davin Wagner and Grant Bonicato. On defense, the Blue Devils 6D tonight will be Bailey Bonicato, Jay Isaacson, Josh Doherty, Nate Cotagelli, Dawson Flatley, and Brady Sepla. And Cam Kryvik, you know, he's been their mainstay all year. He'll be starting tonight for the Blue Devils. He's got a 91% save average, and goals against is 3.02.
Yeah, you know, the Virginia Blue Devils have a big senior class, and we're experiencing this right now as their senior night here, as they've got an opportunity to appreciate the seniors as well as their parents and the sacrifice that they've made here to have this Blue. I know this Blue Devil crew really well here, Bob, but, you know, going back to the lineup, you're taking a look at quite a few seniors, but not all of them in the lineup for one reason or another. You've got somebody sick. You've still got some injuries. You've got all of these things going on at the moment, and with a lot of seniors there, they do have some good depth in their underclassmen right now. So getting into the latter part of the season, just talking with Coach Cale Finseth off the record. We do have an interview with him as well, too, but off the record, he's pretty happy with the direction that they're going right now late in the season. 2 games left in the regular season before the seeding and then getting into the sections. He's excited about the direction right now, and he's got some good senior leadership. You talked about the Bielke line being the top line, the second group being the Kylan and Moreland line. You know, to be honest with you, you could flip a coin as to who is the top line on any given night because they're both pretty dangerous. And then you've got a third group that can play as well. So keep that in mind with all the guys that they got there. And like I said, this Blue Devil, it's nice for me to be able to be in the building here tonight. These got a lot of guys that I'm pretty close to, but this group in particular is special to me because when I first got to Virginia and took the job, Bob, this group was in squirts, and I worked with this group all the way through and up until last year, and this is their last year with these seniors. So it's a special night for me to be here and to be able to see senior night and hopefully get to walk through the locker room after the game tonight and shake hands with those guys. Special night to be here, but it's going to be a great game.
My Night Sports tonight from the Virginia's Miners Memorial Building. Again, it's Parents' Night, and all 16 of the seniors are being introduced with their parents. We got a little delay in the start of tonight's telecast. It'll be the Blue Devils against the Proctor Rails. We'll take a look now at the schedule in high school hockey around the area and other games tonight. Greenway is in Hibbing to take on the Blue Jackets. Grand Rapids have made the trip to Bemidji tonight. Evlith Gilbert and Denfield, that's the key game.
That's a big game tonight.
In Section 7A. Hermantown crosses the bridge to take on Superior, and the North Shore is in Ely. In boys basketball action tonight, here is the games involving Northland teams. Duluth East is at Superior. Carleton is in Cotton to take on Lakeview Christian Academy. Cherry makes the trip to Cromwell. Chisholm is in Virginia tonight to meet the Blue Devils. Crosby Ironton is in Grand Rapids. Greenway at Hibbing. Boy, the Greenway hockey team and the Greenway boys basketball team are both playing in Hibbing tonight. And finally, Proctor is hosting Hermantown in boys basketball action. Again, we're just wrapping up with the Parents' Night in the junior varsity game tonight. It went to Virginia 4-0 over the Proctor Rails. And again, upcoming games for both of these teams. Virginia has Hermantown and Hibbing left next Monday and Tuesday, both on the road, while Proctor, with 4 games remaining, Friday night, they will host Cloquet-Esco Carleton. Saturday, they go to the Northern Lakes, and then they close up next weekend, Tuesday and Wednesday. They're at Pine City on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, they are at Gentry Academy. Reed, let's take a look at the power plays and the penalty kills for both of these teams. Pretty impressed with the Proctor penalty kill, 83%. They've allowed 11 goals and 66 chances, while their power play at 25% on 85 chances. Not too bad at all.
No, that's not bad at all. And any time that, we've talked about this formula, but a good hockey team that should be able to compete in the playoffs at the end of the season, their power play percentage as well as their penalty kill percentage, the two added together should be over 100, and that should be good. You got 83 and 25 with PK, at 83 with Proctor, and 25 with power play. I can tell you right now that that's no surprise to me that team, regardless if they're talented or not or whatever, I mean, I'm guessing that top line is out on the rink for all of that. So you've got talented hockey players, but I think the X factor there is Coach Dan Stauber is again, he's a seasoned veteran when it comes to systematic things, especially penalty kill. But power play, when you got talented players, you're going to put pucks in the net.
And looking at the Blue Devils on the penalty kill, they're at 81%, 17 goals and 87 chances. Power play at only 14% on 72 chances. But again, I look at those figures, and I think a lot of the reason is the Blue Devils, their stronger players this year have been out hurt. They finally are getting back some players. They're missing 2 seniors tonight that will not be in the lineup. And I really honestly thought that if they had those kids all year long, I think some of those numbers would have probably been a lot higher, and maybe even some of the wins may have been a little bit more in the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt there with exactly what you said. And if you would have asked me the question as to why is the penalty kill what it is, why is the PP what it is right now, and it's exactly true. You've had Jack Zupitz out of the lineup for the last month. You had Cade Moreland in and out of the lineup for a while. They've had Tony Chesser out of the lineup here for off and on. They've struggled with some of their senior players with injuries, and that's going to be a big reason as to why some of those things have taken place with those numbers there. But again, you mentioned it too, and as before I left Virginia as the head coach, I made sure that this group was going to be challenged when it came to having a difficult schedule. So that schedule, in my opinion, and you can look at Greenway's schedule, you can look at Hermantown's schedule, you could at any single A schedule in the state, and this one is pretty close. I'm not going to say it's the hardest, but it's pretty close to one of the most difficult single A schedules there is. And I did that for a reason. So with that said, that's going to be another reason why the wins and losses are what they are, Bob.
So again, it's Parents' Night, Senior Night here at the Miners Memorial Building. I think they have now concluded with the picture taken. They're going to roll up the mats, and I think we're going to get our helmets on, and the Proctor rails are going to come out very shortly, and we are going to have high school hockey finally on this cold, snowy night here in northeastern Minnesota, Reed.
Cold and snowy, and it's about pretty close to being about 20 minutes to 8 right now. We're about 10 minutes late on the start time. But we're going to probably get an opportunity here to take a break here before we drop the puck, Bob, it sounds like. And we're ready for high school hockey here on a Tuesday night here in Virginia, Minnesota.
Okay, we're going to take a short little break, and we should be ready for play-by-play action. Again, My Nine Sports from the Brie Couplet Arena, the Miners Memorial Building on this Tuesday night.
With the support of many fine sponsors such as these over the years, Wasabi Community Television and Locker Talk have been able to continue expanding. With announcer Bob Cohen and cameramen like Darwin Aller, Javante George, and Justin Pullman, and with support from our program manager Lindsey George, in cooperation with Virginia's public schools and With the support of many fine sponsors such as these over the years, Wasabi Community Television and Locker Talk have been able to continue expanding. With announcer Bob Cohen and cameramen like Darwin Aller, Javante George, and Justin Pullman, and with support from our program manager Lindsey George, In cooperation with Virginia's public schools and the City of Virginia, we've been able to keep upgrading. Currently, we can be seen live and via tape delay on Channel 5, YouTube, and Facebook, as well as bringing you area sports this year, including UMD football, volleyball, and many area teams on My9 Sports through KBJR's reaching out to our team. Mesabi Community Television will also continue to bring you sports from Mesabi East, Mountain Iron Buell, and Chisholm schools. Your mutual cooperation allows everyone to come out ahead.
And now we're going to meet the starting lineups in tonight's hockey game, plus the Virginia High School pep band will play our national anthem. Let's now pick up the starters. Here's Cody Urey will start in the nets. Proctor does not bring their players out to center ice. They come out as a team. Well, I guess I'm wrong. I think Cody just stayed in the nets. Bo Dardis, number 5, will start at one defense. Bo is a 6'2" junior. On the other defense will be Isaac Mosier. Mosier is 6 foot, and he's also a junior. Their top line tonight, a high-scoring line, is Connor Bushbaum. He'll wear number 12. He's a 5'10" sophomore. At the other wing will be one of their leading scorers, Ben Harnell. He's got 18 goals on the season. He's a 6 foot junior. And in the middle will be Reese Ward, number 7. He's a 5'9" junior. Very young group of forwards on this high-flying top line for the Proctor Rails. Now we'll get the starting lineups for the Virginia Blue Devils. In the nets will be Cam Krybeck. He's played every game but one this year for the Blue Devils. Bailey Bonacato will start at one defense. Bailey is one of the 16 seniors. He'll be matched up with one of the captains. That's Nathan Cotagelli, also a senior. Starting at one wing will be Blake Zadnikar. Blake is a sophomore. At the other wing will be 34, another sophomore, Brett Oakland. And starting in the middle tonight will be senior Caleb Bialke. Bialke and Moreland are the Blue Devil top goal getters this year. They each have 11 goals on the season. Now we'll let you enjoy the playing of the national anthem by the Virginia High School pep band here tonight. Again, it's parents' night, it's senior night, and it's Section 7 playoff action, but it's going to have a lot of playoff implications tonight. Well, we're just about set for the face-off. Finally, 7:48 on this Tuesday night. About 18 minutes late tonight. Steve Anderson and Jamie Steinberg are the referees tonight.
Well, I guess the only thing that's going to get this thing back on track would be running time at the end of the game, and I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Don't quote me on it, but I do think that it's going to be a good battle of a hockey game.
Virginia will go from our left to right. They're in their home whites with the blue breezers. Proctor will go from west to east. They're in their road green with their black breezers. Huge game for both of these teams. Proctor looking to maybe sneak up into the top 5 in the playoffs. Virginia trying to move up into the top 3, maybe the top 2 in the playoffs.
Well, I think when you get into the situation here, what they have in Section 7A with the vote is I think it's pretty cut and clear where people are going to vote in certain spots. Just because the QRF says that teams are in a certain area doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to vote that way. Right now, when you look at Virginia head-to-head with Duluth-Denfeld, they had a tie. So you have to look at how the season went after that with other common opponents and how they did against other teams. Maybe Denfeld gets a higher seed than them because they did beat Greenway at one point in time. Greenway's going to end up with the number 2 seed, or Denfeld's going to end up with the number 2 seed. And if that happens, then Greenway, Denfeld's 2, Greenway gets 3, and Virginia's likely 4 because they had a split with Eveleth and then had some other common opponent wins.
Harnell will dump it in deep for the rails, in behind the net. Cotagelli with some trouble behind the net, almost taken away by Bushbaum. Blue Devils trying to get it out. It'll be kept in. Bushbaum's shot was just wide of the mark, comes to the side of the net. And we have a whistle. What happened?
Well, the net got knocked off there right at the last second of sliding across there. Goaltender Krybeck just gave the pipe a little bump, so it came off kilter there.
Face off in the Blue Devil zone. We're just underway on this Tuesday night. In behind the net where Bonacato will drop it back for Cotagelli of the Blue Devils. Off a skate in center ice where it's picked up by Zadnikar. Let's go with a shot, and it was off Bo Dardis. Now Mosier flipped it up in the air. Dardis will try to control. Mosier now goes down. Bialke after him along the far boards. They continue to battle. And now Bushbaum will come out of the zone. Here's Bushbaum. Harnell goes in after it, in behind the net. Taken away by Cotagelli, and we've got a penalty already. It's going to be a Blue Devil penalty. It's going to go on Bailey Bonacato.
A little interference penalty there behind the net. Looked like maybe the puck got delivered a little bit, and Bonacato maybe had a little bit of a late hit on that. I didn't see a replay on it. Was a situation there where it could definitely have gone either way there, but the call doesn't hurt anything here early on in the game.
So a power play for the Rails to start. Blue Devils get it out and neutralize. Here's Moreland picking up the puck. Nice move by Moreland. He'll walk in. Backhand goal. Oh, man. It's Cade Moreland on a backhand. What a move.
Well, and that's not the first time we've seen that move, but that's a shorthanded goal for the Blue Devils. And Moreland takes a nice feed from Kylan up the ice, ends up on a little bit of a one-on-one, does the toe drag to the middle, goes to the backhand, goes under the bar of the Proctor goaltender there, right over the blocker side. And what a beautiful play by Cade Moreland on senior night.
So Moreland gets his 12th goal as we watch on the replay once again.
Just a great play there where he ends up just taking the puck to his backhand, and with a lot of poise and patience, he goes right under the bar with that play.
So now the Rails will continue on their power play opportunity. Again, it didn't take the Blue Devils long on the shorty to get the first goal in tonight's game. Kept in by Mosier. Here's a shot. Another shot by Harnell.
A good block shot there in front of the net by, looked like Josh Doherty ended up getting a piece of that puck. That's one of the things that you got to be able to do well in order to have a good penalty kill percentage, is be able to get down and block shots, and Doherty did just that.
Bushbaum shoots it off the backboards to Ward, who will give it to Harnell. Battling for it along the near boards. And Virginia will clear it. Boy, Scherf now takes it away. Here's Bialke. Right on front, and it was off a skate. Boy, a lucky play that time. Blue Devils on the shorthand and almost got a second one.
The Blue Devils really doing a nice job of putting some intense pressure on the power play for the Proctor Rails here. This is a game that I always have circled on my calendar when I was coaching in Virginia, is when we had the opportunity to play my wife's alma mater. It was always, we lived right across from the rink here in Virginia, and it was fun to be in Virginia. But she always said, you know, I'm wearing green, just so you know. She would always wear a Proctor sweatshirt underneath her Blue Devils jacket.
Here's Bo Dardis, long pass off a skate. It goes in the Virginia end where Isaacson will grab it, and he'll just rifle it once again back down into the rail zone. Virginia will try to run some more of the clock into the final 10 seconds of this power play for Proctor. This is Haugen along the boards, part of the second power play unit. Pavlovich is in the middle and Bonfont, and now the Blue Devils kill it off. They get their skaters back, and Ryan Scherf coming back. Let's go with a shot off the backboards. Scherf gets her just ahead of Mosier, battling in behind. Blue Devils try to center. Comes to right to the side of the net, and that was Cole Raymond trying to jam it in, and Yuri with the save. Let's take a break. This is My 9 Sports on this Tuesday night from Virginia. As we get back to action, Virginia continues to put some pressure on. In behind the net, Wagner controls the puck for Virginia. Side of the net, Wagner shot off the backboards. Comes back to Flatley at the point. Blue Devils now putting some pressure on. Shot was just wide again. Yuri was down. And the Rails will finally get the puck into neutral ice, where Virginia will put it back in the zone, delayed offside. We're sitting right at the blue line. And now Riley Solom will grab the puck, and he'll put it into the Virginia end. And now that line will make a change, and they'll get that top line back on once again for the Rails. This is Kylan taking his man into the boards. Noah Ward trying to control it in that corner. Scherf has Ward all tied up. 12:20 to go in our opening period. Doherty tried to keep it. He just took his man down, and we've got another Virginia penalty. Josh Doherty will go off for tripping.
Another penalty here, but again with Virginia and how they were putting pressure there on the penalty kill. I'm guessing that they're not all that concerned at this moment right now, but heads up here, because they get an opportunity to get that top line out there for Proctor, and if they start to set things up, they better be a little careful. So hopefully they're not thinking too much offense here after scoring shorthanded on the first opportunity.
Bushbaum, puck was at the side of the net, and Virginia will clear it, and Zach Gunderson will go down to pick it up and set the offense. Off the boards up to Mosier. He'll put it in. Krybek will make a save and clear it. In behind the net. Comes back to Gunderson. To Mosier. Harnell could not control it, and it's cleared out by Kylan. Goes all the way down, and they'll just freeze the puck. Goaltender Cody Yuri with 11:36 to go here in our opening period.
We got a couple of score updates here right now that I just got sent to me by my good buddy that runs the Iron Range Goalie Academy, Derek Peterson. It looks like right now Greenway is up over Hibbing 1-0, and that is after the first period. It looks like it is a tie game right now over in Duluth, 1-1 with Duluth, Denfeld, and Evelyn Gilbert. It sounds like it's going to be an interesting game.
Here's Gunderson, gives it to Mosier. Cross sights right here. Parnell lets go of a shot off of Blue Devils. Scherf now gives it to Bialke. Bialke's got Scherf. Pass off a skate, and now Harnell and the Rails coming back this way. Nice move by Harnell. Shot. Oh! A save made by Cam Krybek. Good chance for the Rails. A shot was just wide by Bushbaum. Mosier gets knocked down. Harnell will control it, tries to get it back to the point to Mosier. He cannot control it. Now the race is on, and Yuri will come out and just clear it away from Ryan Scherf on the shorthanded situation for the Blue Devils. Zach Gunderson now shoots it along the boards. Rails will have the power play for another 10 seconds. Reese Ward into the attacking zone for Proctor. Reese Ward, center right out front. Nobody there. Comes back to Gunderson. Here's a blast. And another save by goaltender Krybik. That shot by Dardis was live, and now both teams are skating 5 aside. Just over 10 to play in our opening period. My 9 Sports on this Tuesday night from the Miners Memorial Building in Virginia. And an offside called on the Rails.
Well, and as the power play expires there for the Proctor Rails, a couple of chances there to the net for the Rails on the power play. But goaltender Cam Krybek standing strong there between the pipes, showing that his experience, the seasoned veteran that he is between the pipes there. He's played many games over the course of his 3 years here at Virginia MIB, making it look easy.
Dardis puts a shot right on. Krybik with the save, and the puck comes out, and Isaacson cleared it away. This is Pavlovich along the boards. He cannot control it, and Virginia will get it into center ice. Puck was tapped away from Zadnikar. Pavlovich coming back. Now it's taken away by Flatley. He'll just shoot along the backboards where it's picked up by Isaacson. Pass comes up to Kylan. Here comes Kylan. He's got Zadnikar on his right. Pass goes to Zadnikar, and he just could not get it on his forehand. He tried a backhand.
Just a little bit behind him on that pass, and that was a situation I was kind of throwing a few darts last night on the power play opportunity. When Kolkasko Carlton was on the power play, I was kind of talking about keep the puck on the ice. You don't have to sauce it. That was a situation where Kylan did have to sauce it. He had to go over a stick in order to get it there, and he just couldn't get a handle on it, and Zadnikar missed it.
Dardis will clear it out. Back into the Virginia end. Cotagelli runs it down off the backboard to Bailey Bonicato. A little too far for Cole Raymond. We've got icing, and we've got a break in the action with 8:46 to play in the opening period. It's 1-0 Virginia. My 9 Sports from the Miners Memorial Building. Kylan controls the puck in the Proctor zone. This is Zach Kylan. Hey, let's go with a shot off the blocker into the corner. Now Ryan Scherf tries to get over to Moreland. It's intercepted, and coming out of the zone is Riley Solom. Nope, check that. It's Ben Harnell in that corner. Try to get it to Bushbaum. And it's intercepted and cleared the length of ice, and we'll have another icing penalty called on the Virginia Blue Devils.
One of the things as a spectator maybe that you sometimes don't know when you're watching the forecheck from a team is when a team is having a hard time breaking the puck out and icing tends to happen, that is usually an indication that they're struggling to find somebody to break the puck out to. So Proctor not doing a horrible job of forechecking right now because Virginia has iced the puck quite a few times trying to get that one breakout pass that they need. So right now, Proctor not doing bad in the offensive zone, but right now they're struggling maybe a little bit with the team speed of Virginia.
This is Bialke in his own end. He gets it into center ice. Bialke now brings it into the attacking zone, but it's quickly cleared out and back into the Virginia end. Going after it is Pavlovich. He could not get there. Blue Devil gets there first, and now Doherty will control it. Here's Josh Doherty, a little bit behind Zadnikar, but it does clear the zone. Loose puck is picked up by Jay Isaacson. He lost control, and it goes back into the Virginia end, where Doherty will pick it up for Virginia. 7:15 to go in our opening period. 1-0 Virginia on a shorthanded goal to start tonight's hockey game by Cade Moreland. Now the puck comes right to the net, and Isaac Mosier will grab it. He fires it off the high glass into the Virginia zone, and Krybik will just clear it away. And boy, it almost came right to a Proctor rail. Pretty close. Isaacson will get it up to Wagner. Here comes Devin Wagner. Off a skate, puck is still loose, comes right to the slot area. Back to the point. Doherty's shot and a big save by goaltender Cody Yuri.
You know, I don't hate that play that took place down there with Krybeck, because as a goaltender, you know when you're throwing that puck there that you got to keep it off the ice. They're not going to handle it well. But a nice opportunity there on the other end from the Blue Devils. Just a shot to the front of the net there by Josh Doherty. Just couldn't get on the rebound there in front of the net.
Puck comes right to the side of the net, and it's cleared away. Here's Kotajelli's shot, and it goes high up into the rafters. We'll have another face-off in the Proctor end. 6:39 to go in the opening period. Not many people from Proctor here tonight.
Yeah, pretty light crowd on the other side of the rink there behind the benches, but a decent crowd.
Oh, sorry there.
I'm going to stop anytime we get an opportunity for a goal here, Bob. Nice play and a good goal by Davin Wagner on senior night. Another senior putting the puck in the back of the net. So a face-off one there. Nice little battle in front of the net there by Grant Bonacato to kind of open some space up for number 24, Davin Wagner. And Wagner just pulls that puck on his backhand and throws it up over, looked to me like it was the glove side of Yuri.
Cole Raymond will get the assist on the Wagner goal, and the Blue Devils have a 2-0 lead over the Proctor Rails.
Well, good for Cole Raymond and good for Davin Wagner. It's nice to see guys to get an opportunity to get some ice time here. And that's a couple of seniors on that line with sophomore Grant Bonacato. But it's good to see that you got guys out of lineup here tonight like Tony Chesser, who's homesick. And you got guys out of lineup like Jack Zupitz and Dylan Drake is homesick. And it's nice to see these guys that maybe haven't played as much, that haven't got a chance, not because they're not good enough, but because they're so deep. Nice to see those guys get in and get some goals and assists.
Kotajelli off a stick, and now Moreland will pick it up. Moreland gets it up to Scherf. Here comes Ryan Scherf in, and a save by Yuri. Good opportunity, and we've got a Proctor penalty, and Virginia will bring that power play unit on, where they're clicking at 14% on the year. Penalty kill for the Proctor Rails at 83.
Well, and you're going to see out here on the power play, Virginia's 5 most skilled players on the rink here right now, and 4 of which are seniors, 1 junior and Zach Kylan here, but you got senior Cade Moreland, senior Caleb Bielke, senior Kotajelli, and Bailey Bonacato all on the power play.
So it's cleared the length of the ice. Reese is giving Kotajelli all kinds of trouble trying to control the puck. And now Bushbaum will keep it in deep. Or Harnell, that is, having a little trouble with 12s and 13s right now. Here come the Blue Devils on the power play. Puck is in the corner where Moreland will control it for Virginia. Cross ice pass, it goes to Kylan. Into the corner, Kylan now comes back along the near boards. Under 5 minutes to play in our opening period. Here's a shot by Moreland, and bingo for the Blue Devils.
Boy, that was one heck of an angle that he found there. It wasn't necessarily the angle, it was how quick the shot got off. So that was a nice little play there, and Moreland found a soft spot just inside the right dot there. Puck came out of the corner. It was cycled down to the corner by Zach Kylan and down to Caleb Bielke. He found Moreland just inside the right dot there, just left of the goalie. And Moreland one-times that thing far side. Normally from that spot, you're going to see near side, and it's maybe go over the shoulder. This was a far side shot that ended up going over the leg pad, the goaltender. What a great play there. So you see Moreland find that soft spot right here. He stands right at the dot, boom, one-timer goal.
So Moreland from Bielke and Kylan. So the Blue Devils have a 3-spot here in the opening period with 4:40 to go. Period number 1. Puck is cleared out, comes back in, and we've got an offside called on the Blue Devils. 4:34 to go. There's a break in the action. This is My 9 Sports on this Tuesday night from the Miners Memorial Building. As we come back to action, a nice chance by the Rails, but it was deflected up into the high netting. That was probably one of their better opportunities.
Yeah, that was the best chance for him so far, Bob. They had a really nice breakout pass and sprung free. It looked to me like it was Haugen on a breakaway, and he ended up getting that thing shot off, but it was deflected up into the netting.
Haugen tries to control it, but it's taken away, and now Haugen on a trip is going to go to the box, and Virginia, with 4:12 to go in the period, is going to go on their second power play. They've already clicked one time.
Well, Virginia's going to have a little bit of a mix-up here on the power play. As that last power play expired, right after the shift was over, Zach Kylan was out there for a shift, and he came limping off the rink. He had some knee issues here a couple of weeks back when we called a game on TV here, and he was out for a couple of weeks. So that's going to hurt that lineup right now for Virginia.
Bielke goes into the net and takes the net up off the mooring, and seems like he just has a knack of going into the net.
I don't know if it's necessarily a knack, but I think he just does that on purpose. I know the kid, so I can tease him a little bit here on the air, but he likes to go in and try to draw penalties, and sometimes he gets a little too aggressive when he does that, and he's not afraid to run into the goalie.
Here's Monacato, comes back to Kotajelli. Oakland again with a blast, and goaltender Yuri with the save.
Well, there's no lack of skill on this power play. It's a big hit to that power play to lose Zach Kylan right now. He's getting worked on by Brad Kerr, athletic trainer for Virginia, because they've got Brett Oakland that they can go to, and actually he's a left-handed shot. So in that same position that Kylan was in, Oakland's actually on his shooting side. So he can be in that one-time position there.
Power play for Virginia with 3.5 minutes to play in the opening period. They've got a 3 spot right now on the rails. Here's Kotajelli, wrister, saved by Yuri, and it's fired out of the zone by Riley Solom. Off the boards, and now Virginia will reset up on this power play. Marlin with 2 goals here in the first period. Carried in behind the net, looks for somebody, nobody there. Now cross-ice pass, Oakland, and his pass was deflected. Nice defensive play by Bo Dardis.
Yeah, that was a really good look there to try and find Bielke on the back door by Brett Oakland, but Dardis with the perfect defensive play gets a stick on puck there in front of the net. Stop that from being an easy tap-in.
Cleared back in the Blue Devils zone. The Rails playing shorthanded for another 35 seconds. This is Kotajelli. Up to Moreland. Into the attacking zone. Moreland right out front to Bielke, and Bielke hits the goaltender, and we've got a penalty coming on Bielke. He's going to go to the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're definitely going to call that. Caleb did not make any effort to get out of the way to try and move when running into the goal. I mean, you can see it. He had a head of steam. You can go to net, that's fine, but you're not going to throw a shoulder into the guy without getting a penalty. So obviously he went to the box. Virginia just gave up the opportunity for a power play. It's going to be 4-on-4 here for about another 21 seconds. And then Proctor's going to go on the power play for almost the remainder of the period.
Comes back to Mosier. Let's go over wrister. Save made by Kryvik. Outlet pass. And it's cleared back into neutral ice once again, where Virginia will try to control the puck. Sadnikar, and now Harnell gets sandwiched as he brings the puck in. Ward took a whack at it. Now Proctor on the power play with just over 2 minutes to play in our opening period. 3-0 Virginia. This is Isaacson just dumping it in and use some of the clock. Gunderson will shoot it over to Mosier. Into center ice. Coming in is Harnell. Nice move. And the shot was just wide. Bushbaum will keep it in. Now Mosier taps it along the boards. Gets it in deep for Ward. Try to get it over to Harnell. Comes back to Gunderson. He lets go of a shot off the shoulder of goaltender Kryvik.
Well, it's a good thing that Cam Kryvik is a big body, because that hits him because he's in the right position and because he's a big boy. He didn't even see that puck. That thing had eyes coming in there, and Kryvik was just in the right spot to get a shoulder on it.
Blue Devils will clear it out. 70 seconds to go in the period. 35 seconds remaining on this Proctor power play. Now Mosier coming in on the left side. Dropped it back for Pavlovich. It's in behind the Virginia net. Haugen after it in the corner. And it's taken away by Bonacato. He'll skate to the far side off the boards, and Bonacato now lost control of it. That's Bonfit, gets it back to Dardis. Both teams skating 5 aside. A shot, Kryvik with a save, and it's cleared out. It'll be icing on the Blue Devils, but that doesn't matter. They get change of their line with 23.7 seconds to go in the period.
Well, that's one of the things that you pretty much have to do with single A high school hockey. They've talked about it. They've contemplated trying to do what they do in the NHL, trying to do what they do in junior hockey and in college hockey, where when you ice the puck, you don't get to change your line. Well, you can't do that in single A high school. You probably could do it in double A high school hockey because of the depth, but single A really be difficult to do that and keep that line out there just because they were iced.
Bialke centering pass, nobody there. Now Moreland cross ice for Bonacato. 8 seconds to go in our period. Into the corner, they battle for it. Centering pass, nobody there. 3, 2, 1, and our first period is over on this Tuesday night. We've played one period from the Bree Coupelette Arena, the Miners Memorial Building. It's Virginia 3-0 over the Proctor Rails.
Welcome back. I'm standing next to head coach of the Virginia Mountain Iron Buell Blue Devils, Cale Finseth. Cale, you graduated back in the same year that I did in 1997 from Austin, Minnesota. But give us a little bit of a taste on what you did after high school, where you played, and kind of how you got into the start of your coaching career.
Yeah, I graduated, like you said, in 1997 from Austin. After that, I went to the North American League, played there for a year with the Danville Wings, and then ended up going to the USHL after that with the Waterloo Blackhawks. And then when I kind of saw my fate, I realized that I was probably going to play Division III hockey, and ended up going to talk to Colin Flaherty, who I played with in Waterloo, and then ended up going to Stout because he had already been there. He kind of talked me into going to Stout for 2 years, and then I just made the transition to Scholastica just because I wanted to change my major. I knew that I was going to go into secondary education. They didn't have that major at Stout, so I transitioned to St. Scholastica and finished out my 2 years there. And we did play against each other through those 3-4 years in college. So
yes, we did. We had some good rivalries there with me across the bridge at UWS and you at St. Scholastica. And you mentioned some names that I'm pretty familiar with, and Colin Flaherty, and you talk about the Waterloo Blackhawks. I was just down in Waterloo last weekend. It was fun to watch the Blackhawks play. But, talk a little bit about how you got into coaching.
Yeah, and then after I graduated from St. Scholastica, I took, my major was in teaching, and I wanted to coach. I always knew I wanted to kind of give back to the game, get involved some way. Ended up taking the job in Eveleth right after I graduated from St. Scholastica. And I coached there for a year, and unfortunately I did have to leave after that first year. My wife was doing, she's an OT and was doing her boards down in the Mayo, and then she went for an interview in Little Falls, Minnesota. We had no idea where that was at the time, and so we left, and actually then that's when I met your brother, and we ended up coaching together with Granite City Lumberjacks. And then I moved on, and Pete Matnich, I hooked up with Pete Matnich with Apollo, and we coached that for 5 years. And then with kids involved, we made the transition back up north, and we settled here. And then after you left, it opened that door where I applied for the position, and it kind of worked out where we sit today.
Absolutely. Well, it's an awesome start to where you're going. And, we could talk for a long time about this program, but give me a little bit of a taste of what you think is going to happen here down the road in the next couple of weeks with seeding.
Yeah, in 7A, I think, we still need to win today. We still have to come out and play Hermantown next Monday. We have to play Hibbing on Tuesday. So it's still up in the air. I think, if I was going to be honest, I think we're sitting at that 4-5 seed right now. Hermantown, I would think, would have that top seed in our section. And then 2, 3, 4, 5 are kind of up in the air. We still have some games to play, and we'll play them out to see where everybody sits.
Well, Cale, we could talk for a long time. Obviously, we only got 3 minutes, but hey, good luck tonight. Good luck in the seedings, and good luck the rest of the season.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reed.
Second period underway. They got a little quicker start on the second period than we anticipated, and we're just over a minute into the period. Both teams with a chance already in this period. And right now, those puck is picked up by Grant Haugen. He has the puck taken away. Blue Devils trying to put some offense together, and now it's cleared away and put back into the Proctor end, where Bo Dardis will grab it in the corner off the boards, and it's cleared into center ice. 3-0 Virginia over Proctor. 15:25 to go here in our second period from the Couplet Arena on this Tuesday night. This is Doherty. Try to hit Scherf. That did not click. Morton puts a shot right on. It's cleared away, and it's put back into center ice, where Doherty will grab it once again.
Only a period or so here into the hockey game, and Cade Moreland already with 2 on the board here tonight, with a quick opportunity for completing that hat trick. So I think we're going to be talking about that here as the evening goes on. Mr. 3, Mr. Hat Trick here. Hopefully he gets a chance to bury that thing on senior night in front of his parents and my parents here, to get the chance to come and watch him play here. Cade is a cousin of mine, so senior night here is important for all the family to get here and watch him at that last regular season home
I also
game.
had a nice chance to see Mike Sertich, a good friend. I haven't seen him in a long time, and
that's always a pleasant conversation for me.
Here's a shot by Moreland, and there's the hat trick. Cade Moreland.
Certainly not afraid to say that, and I was not worried about chewing on my words there. Figured that was going to come at some point in time here, but Moreland just picks the puck up at the top of the circle, finds his way to the slot there, and as he fires that thing, goaltender Yuri, I mean, there's no surprise there. He didn't have any idea where that thing was going, and I don't blame him, because there was traffic in front of the net. There were 3 bodies in front of the net. 2 of them were Proctor bodies. Another one was a Blue Devil body in front of the net there, so he couldn't see. But even if he could see, that was a laser coming off the end of his stick.
So they awarded Bonacato with a assist on that goal.
Yeah, it might have been kind of later in the shift there, where there was a little bit of a line change now here, because that third group is out there. I don't know if they utilize Bonacato here now on that line because Kylan is hurt. That could have been either a long shift, or Kylan is not in on the bench here right now, as they're working on him with a knee injury there late in the first period.
No, the point I was making was that it looked like Moreland just picked up the loose puck. It was just kind of sitting right there.
He might have made something there just behind where we couldn't see where that puck got kicked up.
Puck gets put back into the Proctor end. That's Mosier controlling it. 4-0 Virginia. Along the boards, Mosier gets it back. Here comes Mosier with Haugen. Mosier left side. Haugen's trailing, gets the pass. Now to the middle. They try to hit Bonfit. Bonfit shoots it along the backboards. Cotagelli will grab it for Virginia. Nice spin move back there.
He's pretty notorious for being able to make that move behind the net. It just sucks that forechecker in, and then he escapes the other way.
Here comes a delayed penalty coming on the Blue Devils. That's Pavlovich. And it's not cleared. It'll be kept in the zone. Mosier across to Dardis. In the middle now, the puck is... We're going to take a break with 13:13 to go. It's going to be a power play when we come back for the Proctor Rails. Isaacson will grab the puck for the Blue Devils. It was a tripping penalty called on Cole Raymond of the Blue Devils. Isaacson gets her just ahead of Mosier. Power play for the Proctor Rails. Now Bushbaum He could not control it, and the Blue Devils get it out. Coming in is Bialke all by himself. Here comes Bialke with the move.
Bialke breaks free on the breakaway with a great pass from Brett Oakland on the penalty kill, the second shorthanded goal of the night there. And Bialke's showing some senior poise with the puck. He struggled in the past burying him. He's so fast and coming up with that decision to actually do something with it on the breakaway he struggled with in the past there. But there he showed no anxiety whatsoever. He showed good patience. He made the goalie make the first move there. As you see, he kind of makes a head move, fakes to the backhand, and goes right to the forehand. And again, after his senior year now, late in his senior year, makes him look easy there.
Bialke just got his 12th. Oakland gets the assist, and the Blue Devils have a 5-0 lead over the Proctor Rails. Second shorty of the night for Virginia. Sheriff will clear it back into neutral ice. Bo Dardis will grab it. Off the boards into the Virginia end, but Flatley quickly gets it out. Dardis cannot control it. Sheriff will grab it, and he'll put it in deep once again. Outlet pass comes up to a Bonfit as he gets it into the attacking zone. Now Pavlovich right out front to Bonfit, and it was tipped away by a Blue Devil, and again Virginia will clear it. Coming in once again, here's another chance. That was Ryan Scherf.
That was a good chance there for the Blue Devils on a 2-on-1. It was just a loose puck that Cade Moreland ended up just barely getting to. He chips the puck over right behind the defender. Gives Ryan Scherf on a quick break there, but not enough time for him to get the puck up and over the leg pad of Yuri.
Reed, you got some updated scores we should pass along to our viewers there. The big one going on in at the Heritage Center.
Yeah, I did see an update there from right now it's 2-0 after the first period for Greenway. That game's still obviously in the second period, but Grand Rapids is up now 1-0 on Bemidji, in Bemidji after the first period. So haven't heard anything here yet. Another update on Eveleth and Denfeld yet. I can do some more digging.
Here comes Harnell back. Tries to get it to Bushbaum. Tapped away from him. Bialke tries to take it off the, it was up on the top of the boards. Back in center ice, that's Gunderson. And it's put in by Kahnbach of the Rails. Just over 10.5 minutes to play in our second period. Blue Devils with 3 in the first and have added 2 more here in the second on the Rails. And they have a 5-0 lead on Proctor tonight. Second period action from the Coupolette Arena, the Miners Memorial Building. Here comes Harnell breaking in with Bushbaum. Harnell gets it back to Bushbaum, and what a save by Cam Krybin.
Oh, he just closes the door there, shuts the 5-hole shut as he gets a 2-on-1 opportunity.
Let's see if we got this one on the replay. Oh, yes, we do. Look at this angle coming in. Oh, what a save.
Well, and there was a good chance there for him to make a save like that because, again, the defender needed to get the puck up over the stick of the back-checking forward coming back on that play there, and he sauced it over, but barely got a stick on it. Should have been enough to score there, but Krybek closes the door.
The puck is in behind the net where Flatley will grab the puck. In behind, Flatley.
Boy,
now
if you
goes
guys
down.
could hear some of the things that we get to hear from the little birdie that whispers in our ear, I tell you, we hear some pretty funny stuff here. Yep. I wish I could just be the guy that reports everything I hear in my ear.
Yeah, I'll tell you should have heard that story about last night's Remington gun.
Oh, no.
But I won't tell the whole story on that one.
We do have an update here, Bob. I got from my buddy Derek Peterson here. Virginia up, obviously, in this game 5-0. He sends that to me. And then he sends Greenway up on Hibbing 5-0 late in the second period. Grand Rapids up 1-0 on Bemidji and still tied late in the second with 3 minutes left, 1-1 with Evelyn Gilbert and Duluth Denfeld.
Boy,
Thanks for the update, Derek, on the Virginia game.
Yeah.
I'm here, bud.
Here's Flatley with the puck in his own end. He has some trouble again with it. Tries to get it up to Scherf. And we've got an icing call, and we're going to take a break as we've got 8:45 to go in our second period. 5-0 Virginia from the Brie Couplet Arena in Virginia. Blue Devils control the action in their own end. Zach Gunderson now gets it out, gets it up to Haugen. A little bit too far for him, and Isaacson will work the puck away. And the Blue Devils breaking out. Here comes Moreland with another nice move. Here's Moreland behind Abonicato. Scherf took a whack at it.
Nice little play by Cade Moreland to get an opportunity to the net, and unselfishly he tries to get that puck over to Grant Bonicato. He makes a nice move, slides it over just a little bit behind the sophomore Grant Bonicato, and puck got covered up there right away by Yuri, so Ryan Scherf couldn't get a stick on that thing.
8:04 to go in our second period. Virginia with a 5-0 lead over Proctor. Now we got a Proctor penalty coming. I think it's going to be on Zach Gunderson.
Again, another update here as we're getting into the Denfeld game over there with Evelyn Gilbert. Looks like just with 2 minutes left in the second period, the Hunters went up 2-1 on the Evelyn Gilbert Golden Bears.
Blue Devils on the power play. They've clicked one time tonight on that man advantage. Here's Bialke, circle to the top. Let's go of a shot and a save by Yuri. Mosier in his own end just rifles it out. This is Cotagelli. He'll drop it back for Bonicato to Moreland. Moreland with the hat trick tonight. Now Bialke. Oakland over on the far side will control it. Right back to Bialke. Goaltender was down. Blue Devils had a great opportunity there. And now it's cleared back in the Virginia end where Cotagelli will run it down. Gives it over to Bonicato. Just over 7 to play in our second period. Here comes Bailey Bonicato into the attacking zone. Goes in behind the net. Centering pass, nobody there. Comes back to the point. Cotagelli would just dump it in. Bialke. Now Bonicato trying to control the puck. Moreland will grab it. Bialke tried to give it back to Moreland, and Harnell cleared it away momentarily. Now Harnell will pick it up. Here comes Ben Harnell into the Blue Devil end on the shorthanded situation, and it's taken away by Oakland. Virginia with 35 seconds to go on this power play. 6.5 minutes to play in our second period. Virginia with 3 in the first, have added 2 here in the second. Now Bialke, he winds up with a shot, just missed the net, and it's cleared. Comes back into the zone. Virginia has to tag up on the delayed offside, and now it's rifled all the way down. Cotagelli, Noah Ward applying the shorthanded pressure, and Krybeck makes a save as Ward put it right out in front.
He throws the puck out right away there, too, to keep it going here. Likely wanting to keep those top 5 power play guys out there for Virginia.
Both teams at full strength. Gunderson comes off the penalty box and just dumps it into the Virginia end. He quickly heads to the bench on a line change. Now Noah Ward in behind the net, tries to control it along the backboards, and finally it's picked up by Bialke. Here comes Caleb Bialke with a head of steam, left side. Goes through the defense, a shot and a save by goaltender Yuri.
Well, Bialke putting the puck right on net there like he usually does in that situation. Long power play there for that first power play unit, but you see Bielke on the power play here kind of using some deceptive speed there. He's really fast, but when he slows down and then makes it look like he's not skating hard, he can shift it to another gear, and that's what he did to get around that guy wide. Another score update here with Grand Rapids and Bemidji. Grand Rapids goes up 2-1 with a goal by Wyatt Holcomb. Right now they're up on Bemidji 2-1 in Bemidji with 3 minutes left in the second period.
Hopefully they aren't playing outdoors, are they?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Boy, that was a wonderful event this year. Hockey Day in Bemidji this year.
Yeah, it was a fun event, and luckily enough for me, I was happy to be at Amsoil, as cool as it would have been to be sitting next to Kevin Gorg and the boys there and gals there over in Bemidji. It was warmer at Amsoil sitting next to Zach Schneider and Tom Hansen.
Puck's in center ice, and now it's put into the Virginia zone. Krybeck will just steer it away. Doherty headmans a pass up to Grant Bonacato. Now Ryan Scherf into the zone, deflected out into neutral ice. Doherty will put it back in with 4:35 to play in our second period. Here's a long pass. Coming in is Ben Harnell. Harnell with a move. Oh, what a save by goaltender Krybeck. And I hope we got this one on our replay. We're going to show this one to you as we get the next stoppage in action.
Holy smokes, what a save by Krybeck. And that's the second time in this game that they've been able to make a breakout pass like that to spring a guy on a breakaway. And Krybeck not showing any nerves on that breakaway at all. All he does is lay down with that leg span. He's got such long legs. All he does is have to spread those out. And he goes pipe to pipe, can't get it over it.
Wagner has it, puck taken away. This is Bushbaum. Shot from Ward was just wide, in behind the Blue Devil net. Under 4 minutes to play here in our period. Now Harnell will control it, but he has to wait for the rest of his players to get on side. Mosier's pass deflected off Cole Raymond. Raymond will pick up the puck for the Blue Devils. Here's Raymond, let go of a shot. Deflected off one of the rails. And now finally it's picked up by Reese Ward. Where is the puck? We've got a delayed offside call, and the rails have to tag up. And Oakland will carry the puck back into the Proctor end. Here is Oakland's shot, and a save by Uri. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in our period. We have to alert our engineers that we still have one more timeout to take, and we'll be taking that very shortly. Coming into the zone now is Riley Solom. He lost control of it. Puck off Noah Ward. He puts it in real deep. Now Isaacson takes a bump. He goes into the corner. Shoots it along the far side. 5-0 Virginia over the Proctor rails. This is Section 7A hockey action. Last night we had AA action. Doherty into the Proctor zone. Here's Doherty's shot over the top of the net. Rings around the boards. Isaacson will keep it in. Now this puck was grabbed by Noah Ward, and he shoots it along the boards to this near side. Oh, what a big check right near the blue line. And it's fired in by Riley Solom of the rails. Bonacato off the boards. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in our period. Now Bonacato will get it up to Bielke. Bielke tries to control it. Takes it to the backboards. Gets it back to Bailey Bonacato. He could not control it. Now the race is on for the loose puck. Bonfit could not get there. Loose puck, though, was grabbed by Mosier. And then he lost control of it. Finally, Bailey Bonacato tries to clear it out. Cotagelli leads a 3-on-2 break. Still battles for the puck. Goes in deep. This is Scherf now trying to control it behind the net. Try to center it. Off the goaltender stick. Goes back to the backboards, and Mosier will just clear it into center ice. Blue Devils on a delayed offside. Have to get back on. And we're down to our final minute and 15 of our period. Centering pass comes to Scherf. He could not control it. And it's put in a little deeper by Pavlovich. Play goes in behind the Blue Devil net. Coming up on our last minute of the period. Bonacato cross ice pass for Scherf. Now Moreland will try to control the puck. It's intercepted. Coming back is Ben Harnell. Here's Harnell coming right in. Harnell with a great move, and what another save by goaltender Kryvik. And we've got a couple of highlights to show for our viewers, and we're probably not going to be able to show them until our third period. Puck is shot along the backboards. Now you got Jericho Peterson on the ice for Virginia due to the Zach Kylan out. So Coach Vincent has to rotate a few more forwards in. This is Moreland with 25 seconds to go in our period. Comes right to the side of the net. It's cleared away. And finally, it'll be cleared into neutral ice, but quickly put right back in with 15 seconds to go in our period. Outlet pass right in front of the scorer's table. And it's put back into the rails zone. 2 seconds, 1 second, and our period is over. We've played 2 periods of hockey. Virginia with a 5-0 lead over the Proctor Rails.
Welcome back. I'm here with my former coach, Coach Dan Stauber. Coach, you coached for me at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, but let's go back a little bit farther. You graduated in 1982 from Duluth, Denfeld High School, correct?
Correct.
A lot of years of playing high school hockey there, a lot of years of playing afterwards. You played at the University of Wisconsin-Superior. You got into your coaching career early on. Give me a little bit of a quick flavor on how you started in coaching.
Well, yeah, it's my 29th year, and it's something when you're going to college, you try to think what you want to do in the future. Kids have that same decision they have to make today, and coaching and a teacher, being a FIAT teacher was just something I wanted to do. So at Superior, they had a great program, and was very fortunate to finish up my schooling and then get into coaching right away. Usually it's been taking a few years for kids to do that unless they move away, but very fortunate to start off. I started off at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. I went to Wapaka High School, Denfeld High School, Wisconsin-Superior, and now at Proctor, and it's been a good ride.
Well, and we talked about this a little bit earlier on about you got to wear two hats sometimes. You're also the athletic director at Proctor High School, so some interesting situations there. You don't get that very often at the high school level where you get to coach, be a head coach, and an AD. How does that work for you?
At times it's tough with the schedule and that, but it's a lot of fun. You still like to coach. You love to get to the rink, but at the same time, you want to try to build all programs. So it's tough at times, but it's exciting. It's challenging, but very rewarding at the end.
Yeah, most definitely. The coaching part of it, I think the people in the community of Proctor, they probably know your resume, but I don't think that they always remember the credentials that follow you into the high school ranks and how lucky they are to have you at Proctor High School as an AD and a high school hockey coach. National championship in 2002 for Division III at UWS, Coach of the Year. Lots of accolades there for you and just an awesome coaching career, and now giving back at the high school ranks.
It's always been about the kids, Reed. You know that. I'm pretty a humble leader. I demand a lot, and I'm hard to play for at times. But at the end, it's all about the kids, giving them an opportunity to be successful, giving them an opportunity to experience something that they've will probably never experience again as a team, as part of a team. And you experienced it. And that's an unbelievable feeling. That's what you're trying to do. In high school, it's getting to the state tournament. If you can get to the state tournament, that's the pinnacle of your high school career, and you'll never forget that moment. So, that's what we're striving to do at Proctor. It's going to take a few years. We got a group of kids that are working hard this year, and it's been enjoyable, but we still need to get better.
Yeah, we do. And phenomenal start so far. Great facility. Awesome start for you at Proctor in the last few years. Coach, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, RL. Appreciate it.
RL. And welcome back to the Recoup Light Arena, the Miners of Moore Building, Virginia, where we're just about set to start our third period. It's 5-0 Virginia over Proctor. And right now, we're going to show you a couple of those big saves by Cam Krybick as Proctor putting pressure on.
There's one breakaway opportunity. He's got the leg pad out here. Here's another opportunity here where another guy ends up breaking free. Krybick gets that stick whip in there with a poke check and actually gets the leg pad out on the other side. This game could easily be 5-3 or 5-2, but Krybick standing on his head with some really big saves. He stopped 3 breakaways tonight already.
I'm going to put you on the spot now with Cam Krybick. Being involved with junior hockey and coaching high school for many years, where do you think Cam may be at what level right now? Next year, of course, he's looking forward to playing someplace.
Well, that's definitely putting a guy on the spot because sometimes you stick your neck out with your credibility. If you say something, you put your foot in your mouth. Goaltenders are tough.
Yep.
It's hard because they're a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere. And as good of a goalie as he is, Bob, it's tough to play at that junior level. So he could crack a lineup someplace in the North American League and see where he goes from there as far as playing juniors.
Okay.
It is possible.
Okay. Very good. Thanks. I mean, I've just enjoyed watching him play for the last couple of years and calling his name. And boy, I'll tell you, he's going to be the difference this year if this Virginia team is going to advance in Section 7 hockey.
Oh, for sure.
Blue Devils putting some pressure on to start this final period. 16 minutes to play in our hockey game. 5-0 for Virginia over the Proctor Rails. You're watching My 9 Sports on this Tuesday night. Next week, we'll have 3 games on My 9 Sports. Tuesday night, we'll have Virginia at Hibbing. Wednesday night, we'll have Hermantown at Cloquet Carleton. And next Thursday night, we'll have Grand Rapids at Hermantown. 3 more high school hockey matchups on My 9 Sports to finish off the 2018-2019 high school sports season.
An update from the Heritage Center here right now with 14 minutes left in the third period. A little note from my good friend Derek Peterson. Tells me that Denfeld is up 3-1 right now, and I got to correct myself. I think I mentioned after the second period with Grand Rapids and Bemidji, it's actually 2-0. Rapids is beating Bemidji, not 2-1.
Rapids is a much improved hockey team since we've seen them a couple of times this year.
Yeah, they are. They're going in the right direction, and I think that's because their talent, for the most part, lies in some of their underclassmen, and it takes a while to get used to high school hockey. So their sophomores are starting to rise into upperclassmen late in the year, and they're starting to take charge.
This is Mosier. It's long pass, and it's fired in, and now Proctor will make a line change with just over 15 minutes to play in our hockey game. 5-0 Virginia. They had a 3-0 lead after the first. They've added 2 in the second. Here comes Moreland, who's got the hat trick. Another one for Moreland. Top shelf. Cade's got 4 tonight.
4 goals for the big guy, and senior night, he's trying to make this the best night here for the Virginia Blue Devils in that jersey, and good for him. He comes across with a nice little fake move to the backhand, ends up beating the guy wide, and he ends up shooting the puck right in short side. Good shot by Moreland there, and that's his 4th of the night.
Here comes another angle at this goal, and again, on the glove side, short side, 6-0, and now we will be in running time with under 15 minutes to play in our hockey game. Gunderson will clear it. Gunderson gets it back again. Scherf and Isaacson get the assists. Now we have a whistle, and we're going to take a break with 14:25 to play. Clock and running time. This is My 9 Sports on Tuesday night. Back to action. Blue Devils will keep it in the zone again. Here's Wagner's shot, deflected up into the rafters.
Well, the clock's going to be ticking away here with 13 and a half minutes left in the game. 6-0 lead here right now, and I haven't had the latest update from Greenway and Hibbing right now over at the Memorial Building. Last we heard after the second period, it was 5-0 Greenway. Denfeld's taking the lead now 3-1 over there at the Heritage Center over Evelyn Gilbert. Grand Rapids has taken the 2-0 lead so far over in Bemidji.
Harnell has the puck tipped away from him. Now Bushbaum gets it into the zone, but quickly the Blue Devils just a little step quicker tonight, and they clear the puck out. Now Oakland off the boards, back into center ice. This is Kahnbach putting it in for the rails. Clock continues to roll along as the Blue Devils get it into neutral ice. There's a pass into Bialke, and we've got offside called on Virginia.
A little bit of a late shot on net there, and I think referee Steinberg is not going to like that shot on net there late by Caleb Bialke. He's giving him a quick conversation. He's talking to him about that late shot on net. Whistle blows on the offsides, and he's expecting that shot doesn't happen right there. So Jamie Steinberg giving him a couple of words saying, don't do that right now. It's already 6-0 in this game, and that tends to create some bad blood sometimes with the team that's down. So don't antagonize them into doing something that might create some. And I get it. I see that situation there too, but sometimes hard to stop yourself from firing that thing. So whatever.
They battle along the boards for the puck, and it's grabbed by Bonfit, and he just fires it up into the crowd. Another face-off. Blue Devils are going to go to 9-13-1 with the victory tonight. Proctor's going to fall to 6-15-1, and Proctor is going to be waiting for a very talented and very upset Cloquet team that suffered a very disappointing loss to Duluth East the other night. I should say last night. So, boy, the Rails are going to have their hands full on Friday night.
Well, disappointing, but how can you come out of that game without feeling decent about how you played? I mean, I know they got the sweep. They got swept there by Duluth East this year in a couple of pretty talented games by the Hounds, but Cloquet really coming to at the end of the year. They played well last night.
Puck is fired into the Virginia end, in behind the Blue Devil net. Cotagelli just waiting for someone to move to get the puck up to. Blue Devils making some more changes tonight to check on some of these numbers, as they've got some new players on the ice right now, as Coach Finstead trying to get some other players, some other of these seniors, some playing time. Just over 10 or just under 10 and a half minutes to play. This is Cole Raymond. He took a whack at it. Puck will be kept in by Sepala, who's on the ice right now. And it's fired into the zone. Wagner coming back. He has the puck taken away. Got to grab my roster. Right now, the Blue Devils have number 19, Seth Haber, out on the ice. They also have number 3, Gavin Flame. Again, some of these kids that haven't seen varsity experience, being a senior, trying to give them a chance to play a little bit. Coming back is Bo Dardis. Puck is just sitting in center ice. Isaacson in his own end. 6-0 Virginia. 3-0 after 1, 5-0 after 2. 4 goals tonight by Cade Moreland, the leading scorer for the Blue Devils. This is Bialke coming back. Bialke with a great move, and what a save by goaltender Cody Uri.
That's a big save.
Let's see if we got that one. Let's see if Buddha got that one on the end. Oh, yes, he did. Here comes Bialke in. And there's a nice save by number 35 of the Proctor
what an
Rails.
awesome save there. Bialke coming in for the opportunity, but Yuri coming up big when he needs to here late in the game. It's never too late for goalies to just try and set something up, maybe try and get them a little bit of confidence for later on here in the season.
Here's Harnell coming back. He's got Bushbaum in the middle. Bushbaum's shot went right through the crease. Comes to the near boards. Under 8.5 to play in our hockey game. Here's Harnell again. Tries to load it up. And it's taken away by Bialke, and it's cleared into center ice. Now Reese Ward has it tapped away from him. Ward gets a pass back and gets it into the Virginia, and Bushbaum could not control. Ward tries to. Now Harnell will grab it. His shot. Save made. Puck is loose. We got a Blue Devil penalty coming, and we'll have the power play after we take this timeout. 8 minutes to play. My 9 Sports on Tuesday night from Virginia. Power play for Proctor as Jay Isaacson goes off for hooking for Virginia. And now the Rails are going to try to get one, and so we can get this off this running time. And 6-0 Virginia. It's fired back into the Rails' end. Here comes Bo Darvis. Dardis into the Blue Devil. Dardis' shot. Krybik saves it, drops it. It's cleared to the corner. And Virginia will just clear it. 7 minutes to play in our hockey game. Now Scherf on the shorty. Pass was off a skate, goes to the corner. Mosier cannot go right out in front. A shot by Ryan Scherf. His second shorty of the night for the Blue Devils.
It's actually the third shorthanded goal tonight here, and great play there to Ryan Scherf in front of the net, but senior Gavin Flame getting some time here in the game. Gavin Flame gets out on the rink, digs the puck out to the front of the net, gets his assist here tonight. And I'm not exactly sure how many points that is for him or how many minutes he's played this year, but senior that hasn't played much, if at all, and he gets out there for his first shift of the night here, and he gets an assist and gets his name on the score sheet. Good for him. Such an awesome kid.
Ryan Scherf. Scherf from Flame. You're right, that's 3 tonight. 1 in each period for Virginia. Shot from the point, hit a Blue Devil in front. That was Isaacson. Both teams now skating 5 aside. Comes Isaacson back for the Blue Devils. He'll put it into the zone. Then he'll head to the bench on a line change. Kahnbach gets bumped off the play. Long pass in the center. Goes all the way into the Blue Devil end. Krybik will just drop it off. This is Doherty. Up to Flame. And he'll put it into the Proctor end. Wagner going in, and he takes a check from Kahnbach. And the puck clears back into neutral ice, back into the Virginia end. 5 minutes to play in tonight's hockey game. 7-0 Virginia over the Proctor Rails. Doherty off the boards. He'll give it to Bialke. Now Zadnikar will pick it up. Gets a pass back. Zadnikar left side shot. Comes to the near side where Noah Ward will just clear it the length of the ice. And we'll have a whistle, and we're going to take a timeout. Clock is in running time. This is My 9 Sports Tuesday night action from Virginia. Zadnikar tried to control it. He overskated it. Now Dardis, he lost it to Bialke. Here's Caleb Bialke try to center it. And it goes right to Ben Harnell. He lost it. And the Blue Devils try to clear it out, and we've got an offside call as it was touched by Harnell. This is one of my favorite songs they're playing here, Start Me Up.
Well, you'd think you'd be playing this song at the beginning of the game, Bob Cohn, but...
I did all the time when I was the public address announcer for...
Public address announcer. Listen to that golden voice you got coming out.
Some of the games there. I did volleyball for years and football. And,
public address announcer, and you got to wear two hats. Sometimes you got to play the music, too, when you do that.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes I had to do play-by-play, too.
Gotta love it.
Under 3 minutes to play in this hockey game in running time. Coming in is Bushbaum. And the puck is deflected up and out of play.
I don't know that we've said enough about how good of a game Cam Krybeck has had tonight. There's been some scoring taking place on the Blue Devil side right now. They've been putting the puck in the net. It's been looking great, but this score could easily be 7-4 right now. And Krybeck has just been spot on for senior night here, his last regular season home game in a Blue Devil sweater. And we talked about it earlier. I mean, we've talked about him a little bit as what can he do after high school? What's he capable of? He really has had a good night tonight.
He's going to have even a better night on Monday night as Virginia travels to Hermantown to take on the top-ranked team in the state of Minnesota, the Hermantown Hawks.
On Hermantown's always tough to play in their own barn. You know, there's been a few times in recent history here where, you know, we've come close here in Virginia. With the last year, we think we lost 2-1 in our own building. A couple of years before that at home, I think we lost 4-1 or 4-2 when they had guys like Sandlin on the team. So we play them tough in our own building, but they're hard to play on the road there. So Krybeck has to be on top of his game and ready to see a lot of shots from guys like Biondi and Pierce and all those guys.
Into our final 90 seconds. Puck is in behind Krybeck. And it's cleared out by Sepla. Dardis will run it back in his own end and just puts it back in the Virginia end. We're Sepla, the Blue Devils. That's Brady Sepla. Gets it into the attacking zone. Here comes Davin Wagner in. Wagner puts a shot on. Yuri with the save. Wagner with a goal tonight for the Blue Devils. 1 minute to play. Now it's picked up by Raymond, and we've got a slashing penalty coming.
Be a little bit of a high stick there right underneath the face mask of Cole Raymond. And now I'm just going to make an assumption here. I'm not going to say exactly what I do here, but I would assume that the kind of person that Coach Vincent is he's going to leave these seniors out here, give them an opportunity to get some power play time. There's 30 seconds left, but you got Gavin Flame out here. You got Cole Raymond out here. Maybe one of these guys is going to pop a goal in here and get their first goal.
20 seconds to play. Comes back to the point. Isaacson and Skovic. Goal! It was deflected. It may have been, I'm not sure if it was deflected in front or what, but Isaacson shot it.
It could have been, and it looks like there's going to be a puck coming to the bench here. Jay Isaacson looks like maybe he got his first goal of his career here as a senior. Ends up lobbing it in there, and what a way to end the game. Jay Isaacson in the last few seconds of his homestand as a senior at Virginia, and he ends up getting his first goal.
Let's see if we can get, before we take a timeout. Well, they credit with Isaacson, so he'll get the 8th goal, and that's the way our hockey game is going to end tonight, with the Virginia Blue Devils defeating the Proctor Rails by a final score of 8-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll show you the highlights in the Virginia 8-0 victory over Proctor tonight. And welcome back to the Bree Couplet Arena, where the crowd making their way out. The Blue Devil fans very excited with the performance tonight. The senior parents celebrating up here in the stands area as the Blue Devils come away with a 8-0 victory over the Proctor Rails. Before we get to the goals, the penalties tonight, Virginia had 5 for 10, Proctor 4 for 8. Both goaltenders had 22 saves tonight in the hockey game, and out of those 22 that Krybik saved tonight, more than half, I thought, Reed, were high-quality saves.
Oh, they were great saves. He had a lot of opportunities towards his net for the Proctor Rails that he had to shut down, could easily score, could have been 7-4.
Time now to show our viewers the highlights in tonight's game. The first goal, Moreland scored 4 tonight. His first one was a shorty at 1:21. Kylan got the assist, and that made it 1-0 for the Blue Devils. Then at 10:25, Davin Wagner from Cole Raymond gave the Blue Devils a 2-0 lead. A power play then at 12:09, Moreland getting his second goal of the night, his 13th of the season. Kylan and Bialke getting assists, making the first period 3-0. Then Moreland at 2:21 of the second period, his 14th and unassisted goal, making it 4. And then Bialke on a shorty. Oakland with the assist on this goal. Bialke coming in deep, the goaltender, making it 5-0 after 2. We move to the third period at 1:51. Here comes Moreland again. This is goal number 4 of the night. And getting assist on that goal was Isaacson and Scherf. Then Scherf on a shorthanded, the third shorthanded goal of the night for the Blue Devils. Flame getting assist. And finally, in the closing seconds, it was Jay Isaacson from the point, putting one home, making our final score 5-0 in tonight's hockey game. Blue Devils will go to 9-13-1 on the season. They have Hermantown on Monday, Hibbing on Tuesday of next week, while Proctor falls to 6-15-1. They will host CEC on Friday. Saturday they play at the Northern Lakes. Final thoughts, real quick, Reed, as we wrap up on this Tuesday night.
Well, 2 games left here for the Blue Devils, and they're going to get into some pretty intense games here, obviously, with Hermantown, and then they're going to get into Tuesday over in Hibbing, who struggled this year a little bit, but they're doing things going in the right direction. Hopefully that the injuries haven't hurt them too much, but a good game here tonight for them, and I'm sure Coach Stauber trying to go back to the drawing board a little bit just before the seeding meeting.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our telecast tonight. The Blue Devils victorious over the Proctor Rails. So for the entire crew that we have here tonight, the Mesabi Community Television production and technical crew, also for the KBJR My 9 production and technical crew, want to thank you very much for watching our telecast right here on My 9. Once again, our final score tonight, Virginia 8 and Proctor 0. Good night, everyone.